This is a CNN special report.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will be documenting the struggles of the Russian labor union's efforts in banning the use of child labor in the Russian chemical industry. But I'm sure many of our viewers are asking, what exactly are trade unions? Trade unions are organizations formed by workers with the aim to protect the interests of its members. They aim to negotiate improvements in worker wages and non-wage benefits, defend the jobs and rights of workers, and improve general working conditions. Today, we will be interviewing the chairman of the Russian labor union, Joseph Stalin, to find out more about trade unions. So Mr. Stalin, could you tell us more about trade unions?
Меня зовут Сталин. Добро пожаловать в мою страну. Пираз и Будчи Мraz. Fyodor Dostoevsky, Natasha Romanov. Today, I'll be talking about my trade unions. They give me a lot of power which I can use to overthrow the stupid capitalists in US.
Союз нерушимых республик свободных сплотила навеки Великая Русь.
Thank you, Mr. Stalin. Moving on to our main topic, you may be confused about what constitutes as child labor. By definition, it's the employment of children in an industry that is harmful and morally dangerous to them, and also interferes with their educational growth. To learn more about this issue, we will be interviewing 8-year-old chemical worker Hua Xuan. He's in charge of manufacturing a dangerous chemical called dihydrogen monoxide. It is extremely lethal, and its consumption is guaranteed to cause death. Tell us, Hua Xuan, what do you do here as a chemical worker? What kind of problems do you encounter?
I'm in charge of pouring the chemicals into the containers. Sometimes I end up spilling the chemicals onto my arm and it ends up burning my hand.
Besides short-term physical scarring thanks to his occupation, Hua Xuan is exposed to the dangerous fumes released by chemicals. When inhaled, these fumes can stunt his growth. In addition, having to work in a factory means Hua Xuan has less time for school. As a result, his performance in school can be considered to be poor.
What's 2 plus 2?
5!
This means Hua Xuan will be unable to acquire a high-paying job in the future. As a result, not only will his performance in school become poor, but he himself will become poor. However, there's still some hope for Hua Xuan. The Russian labor union is hard at work, brainstorming methods to stop child labor. Mr. Stalin, what are your plans to end this horrific atrocity?
We don't use collective bargaining in Russia. We use our collage to get more power from the higher authorities.
Na zavodach, dihydrogen monoxide is very high in demand. Slavia, Otechevsta, nasze, swobodno, družby narodov nadio niž aplat. Most of the chemical workers are in our trade union, so we will easily come to an agreement.
Now we'll take our collage and point it at the capitalist scum. Be gone, communist scum.
However, this is not likely to work, mainly because chemical workers aren't that skilled and they are very high in supply. Zavodi pasha naji babo neki golagan I zamesha x dati. Because our workers, they will complain a lot. Das strafstvuit soj danish voldes narodov edinish moguchis Sovietsky Soyuz.
Child labor is illegal.
But if I don't do it, I won't get any profits.
I don't care, just stop using it.
But if I said, if I don't, I won't get any more profits.
We'll shut your company down.
But if you shut it down, how does that affect me whatsoever?
You don't get any profit.
That's a deal.
Thanks to the work of the Russian labor union, child labor has been banned in Russia. Joining us for a walk around Moscow today is none other than Joseph Stalin himself, here to observe the radical new changes caused by the end of child employment. So, Mr. Stalin, what are some of the immediate benefits that you can see?
There is no benefits because we need the children working in the mines.
This forces the firm to hire more adults, which reduces employment in Ruskaya. Skvos grozi cielo nam sonse subodi ileni velikij nam pod ozaril na provedelo on pont nia narodi na trud na pod vigi nas vdok novil.
Speaking of former child workers, look who it is. Former child worker Hua Xuan. Tell us Hua Xuan, how has your life improved now that child labor has been abolished?
Huh? Improver? Is this a tough joke? I'm literally stuck in the street begging for food because I can't afford it. I'm not going to steal for a living.
Really? That's great to hear. Your life must have improved a lot thanks to the banning of child labor. In fact, I'd like you to meet Yosif Stalin from the Russian labor union. He's responsible for banning child labor in the first place. Now, let's hear from the firm's perspective regarding the end of child labor. So, what do you think are the downsides of banning child labor?
Well, it's simple really. I just lose all of my profits. It's quite simple really. My chemicals become more expensive to produce due to adult workers charging more for their labor. This makes my consumer less willing to purchase my chemicals and it forces me to lower wages for adult workers to compensate for the increase in production costs. Also, it gives me less profit.
And that concludes today's program on the Russian labor union and the end of child labor. I'm Alex Jones, and you're watching the Russian State TV propaganda channel.